You know, I failed to say earlier that today is Dr. Martin Luther King Day, and it's like the ironic beginning to Monday, because at the beginning of the week we have Dr. King Day, and now what that represents, and at the end of the week, you know what happens. This obscenity named the birther bastard Trump is gonna usurp and destroy, along with the party that he heads, everything, every social program, anything he could get his hands on. But I take heart on this day about Representative John Lewis, who really, what he said that's so important, it rings so true. If you see something that's wrong, you get up and do something about it. You get up and think about that. I thought about that all day. It came to my head. If you see something that's wrong, do something. Other people I'm sure have said that, whatever, if they want, but that's where it's going to be, in there. He said that. And of course, here's a man who is in the center of the civil rights struggle. The center. Got his head beaten on the Pettus Bridge on that long march. I think the Selma March. I hope I'm not mistaken. But it was a long march. They made a graphic novel out of it. I'd like to check that out. This man, he still suffers from being hit in the head by racist cops. All they want to do is have equal rights, like every human being in the country. And here, this man, along with myself, I'm in my 60s, and this man's in his 80s, and he has to see the country apparently being given back to the turds, the racist turds. And when I think about this creep that's coming in, and one of the things that I can't get out of my head, of course, is one of his many hate rallies where he yelled, when people protested, that creep yelled, "Get rid of them, get rid of them." In the old days, you could get rid of those people. You used to, come on, get rid of them. I'll pay for if you beat any of them up and they charge you, I'm going to pay your legal fees. And somebody took his advice. I will never forget this. It just really hurts me. I saw something wrong, and I want to do something about it. This man's walking out, they're throwing him out, he's a black man, they're throwing him out, taking him out while this creep is yelling, and then this cowboy hat wearing piece of cracker shit comes out, some guy, and he elbows this man who's being taken out, he's being escorted out. Obviously he doesn't know what's coming, but this guy, a cheap shot with his elbow, this cowboy cracker piece of shit, elbowed this black protester, this black man in the face. And meanwhile, he was being carried out, being roughly treated, the protester, instead of this creep that attacked him. Is that coming back now? Are we going to have to put up with that kind of shit again? And I want to say to every one of you listening, watching, I say, hell no. Hell no! If you see something, you got to do something. And everything about this creep that's coming in, it's a defamation. And to turn around after, that's what he's doing, what John Lewis is doing. I'm not going to this inauguration. John Lewis says, Rep. Lewis, this is not right. This is not a legitimate president. This is the Russian president, the puppet. This is a person that brings in Beauregard Sessions from the South, who spent his life trying to hurt black people. In fact, this guy's bringing in a cabinet full of pirates who are going to cut the throat of every hard-working and sensitive person in this country, unless we stand and do something. When I saw that man get elbowed like that, at that time, it was still far away that this creep was going to ever be elected. And now here we are, that perfect storm of political garbage, catastrophe happened. Some people didn't vote. Electoral college, the gerrymandering, the Koch brothers, Citizens United. Then zip, let the creep run and wins. The crazy creep that runs, that's running on the racist platform, on the take a black man and put an elbow in his face. I mean, by the end of the 8 years, are we going to be lynching black people again? We're going to be burning down their communities like they did in the 1920s with Greenwood and Rosewood? I'm boycotting everything about this creep. He's never going to be my president. I will never forget all the crap he did, including, of course, the day he said, "I'm going to pay your legal fees," and the guy went ahead and elbowed. I know I keep repeating, but I keep seeing that image. And I remember seeing when I was a kid of that march over the Pettus Bridge. I remember seeing these cops like beating the shit out of these people, clubbing them, and I may have even seen on the newsreel John Lewis as a young man being clubbed. And I remember it hurt. It was something serious. And here I am, old. I mean, not as old as Rep. Lewis, but as long as I'm standing upright, breath coming in and out of my body, I owe it to the next generation, no matter what, to try to leave them as good a planet, the greatest planet I can. And I say, let's make Rep. Lewis president of the country. And if you're not going to do that for me, you got to get rid of this traitor who was put in by Putin and his entire cabinet of crazies, including Pence. We don't want Pence. We don't want Paul Ryan coming in there. You know, if you have to put a Republican there, put someone in there that's sane, if any of them are. I guess there are some. I could name some. Believe me. I stand behind Rep. Lewis to the end. I support his boycott of the inauguration. I applaud everything that he is doing, because someone's got to stand up to the schoolyard bully at some point. And I think the time has finally arrived. And it's up to us to back up John Lewis. Okay, he has our back. We got to have his, folks. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Let's make sure the King legacy lives on and on and on, along with all the other wonderful, great African Americans who've contributed countless wonderful things to our country. All of us together. Black, white, brown, red, yellow. But that's the Federation of Planets on Star Trek, you know what I mean? I guess what happened was I got sent back in time, and I'd like to be a member of the United Federation of Planets, where nobody gives a shit what you are or what your religion is, and everybody minds what they do, live and let other people live the way they're going to live and have a nice life. No one's hurting anybody. And if somebody from the outside comes in to disrupt us, like the Romulans or the Klingons, we get together and kick their asses. But right now, we're getting our own asses kicked. Not if we stand with and behind Rep. Lewis. Happy MLK.